Hello everybody, my name is Sam. I've been with eBay for about 10 years now. Started out my journey in the United States, moved to Germany then, worked for eBay in Berlin for quite some time. I am originally Dutch though, so I moved back to the Netherlands. Have made my way very frequently to the UK. Actually, my grandparents met each other in the UK, so without them having gone to the UK, I wouldn't have been standing here right now. And today I'm going to talk to you about eBay shops and how can you make the most of eBay shops. Maybe you have a shop, maybe you don't have a shop yet. We're going to go through all of it step by step so that you can optimize your shop or maybe start your journey of getting a shop at eBay. So a couple of things that we're going to go through. One is, why should you even have an eBay shop? What's the point, right? Well, we'll give some good reasons on why you should have an eBay shop. And then once we've gone through that, I will tell you how you can optimize that, which basically consists of three components, three pillars basically that I think combined make a really good shop. One is a shop will allow you to tell your story. It will allow you to do some branding, which leads to buyer recognition, so they can recognize you not only in your shop, but also across eBay. Second pillar then is around your inventory and merchandising. A shop offers all kinds of functionality to showcase your inventory in a particular way that can be attractive for buyers that come to your shop. And then once you've gone through those two steps, of course you want to get more and more buyers into your shop. So there's that third pillar of engaging with your customers, because we also offer a variety of features that will let you engage with your customers and get them into your shop. And I think those three pillars combined can lead to a much more optimized shop. But first things first, you can maybe grab your phone for a second. It will be interesting to see also how many people in the room actually have an eBay shop right now. So you can scan the QR code. I'll give it a quick moment so you can scan it. And then we can see if we have a room filled with people that already have a subscription or not yet. All right, 5 more seconds. Let's see. All right, so overwhelming amount of people already have a shop subscription. That's great. That gives me some information as well. That means we can focus a little bit more also on maybe some of the more advanced features a little bit more. And there's that second question in there that hopefully popped up around what kind of shop subscription or what shop level do you have right now. And we'll go into the different shop levels in a bit as well to explain some of the differences, but we will be interesting to see this as well. Let's see what comes out of this. All right, a lot of people in featured and basic, a little bit of an anchor store. Good to know. All right, as promised, we start with why should you even have a shop, and I'll tell a little bit more about the different subscriptions also that we just talked about in that previous question. One, good to know, is we see that sellers who have a shop versus sellers who don't have a shop, if you have a shop, buyers tend to spend about 15% more with sellers who have a shop, and a well-optimized shop, which we will go into in a bit. So that's already quite an advantage. Another immediate advantage of a shop is if you get a shop subscription, it offers you all kinds of discounts. So you get discounts, you get a monthly allowance of fixed price and auction-style listings. With some subscriptions, there's also some promoted listing credits that come into play. So there's an immediate financial incentive as well. Of course, it then depends on the subscription level, how much allowance you will get and how many credits, for example. Logically speaking, it goes up as the subscription level goes up. So we start with a basic, featured, and then anchor. And the higher you go, the higher the allowance or discounts will be also. On top of that, we see that if you have a shop or this kind of well-optimized shop, there's also a higher repeat purchase rate. So buyers keep coming back to that shop and they keep buying from you. Other differences when it comes to that shop subscription level are not only the discounts, also the amount of service that you can expect from eBay. It goes up with each tier again, where it becomes easier and easier to get kind of direct customer support also, especially when you're in the highest tiers. From a product point of view, so from what the shop itself actually offers, all the different features, we offer the same across the levels. So what I'm going to talk about right now, how you can optimize your shop and all these different features, regardless of the level that you are on with the shop, you can all do the same. You have access to the same features. The real difference lies in these monthly allowances, the credits, and the customer support that you can get when it comes to the different levels. All right, so I talked about why an eBay shop, higher repeat purchase rate, more sales, but as I said, that requires an optimized shop. It's not just, okay, I will get a subscription, now I have a shop and I will never look at it again. That doesn't necessarily lead to these higher repeat purchase rates and more sales. So we have these 3 pillars that I talked about, basically telling your story or branding or buyer recognition. Then we have merchandising and then engaging with your customers. So let's start with that first pillar, that telling your story. First thing that's good to know is we see that if you spend time on this, on these various features, it leads to an increase in buyer recognition, which in turn leads to an increase in trust, because buyers will see the same thing across eBay, for example, a logo or certain design that is from your shop, and they will recognize it and realize, oh yeah, that is that seller. I've seen this seller before in different parts of eBay, and our data shows that leads to an increase in trust, and we know that an increase in trust is also good for sales. And we've seen various sellers respond very positively to that as well. So what are some of these features? Some might be very basic, some a little bit more complicated. So first of all, what you can do when you have a shop is you can upload a logo. You see it here on the screen as well. This is a shop called Recycle Gadgets. They have this logo with this Rubik's Cube. The nice thing is when you do this, the logo is not only used in your shop, but it will also be used in different parts of eBay. I'll show some of those places in the next slide as well, but that comes back to my point of you upload a logo, will not only use it in your shop, but other places, so buyers will recognize it in different points of the journey on eBay. Second part is the About Us section and About Us text. You see here also that a shop consists of different tabs. There's a Shop tab, an About tab, and a Feedback tab. In that About tab, there's also the possibility for you to write text about your business, about what you do. And again, also there, that leads to more trust because buyers can read more about, okay, what is this business about? Or maybe you have very particular uniquenesses in your business, or you offer special things. You can write about that, you control it, you can change it anytime you want. I'll demo that a little bit at the end as well to kind of show you how easy it is to set up some of these features, but it's text that you control, and again, another point for buyers to read about you and your business. In that same About Us text, you even have the option to upload a video if you want. Also here, you can explain more about your business or maybe a particular product line that you have or anything else that you want to convey to your buyer. Maybe it's not so easy for you to create a logo or a video, for example. It really depends also on your skill set or maybe also the size of your business. The good thing is we offer some free tools also. We link from within Seller Hub, within that Shop tab that I will demo at the end as well. We link to some free tools like Vista Create. You don't have to pay anything, and you can very easily play around and create some logos. It's already set in the exact dimensions that are needed for the shop, but it makes it just a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. Everything meant to kind of reduce your time investment for the maximum amount of effect. Last bit is that billboard, another creative element. You see it here right at the top as well. You can play around with that as well. Also there, Vista Create, for example, you can use that to create these kinds of billboards. You can even use it to convey certain messages, right? It doesn't have to be imagery per se. There can be some text in there as well for certain promotions, for example. And the real trick is making sure all these types of features come together. So it's not just, okay, I've uploaded a logo right now, so great, I've done my bit and I'm I'm telling my story and I have some buyer recognition right now. Try to use as many of these as you can in tandem, and that really leads to more buyer recognition in your shop, but also across eBay. And let me show you some examples of that. So if you upload your logo, for example, it's now also being used in places like My eBay, or on the listings page, or on shop branded search. So other parts outside of your shop where buyers are also coming, that logo pops up, and like I said, that leads to some buyer recognition. Or even in search autocomplete, if they search for your shop, these days it will show up and it will say, this is actually a shop. You can click on it as a buyer and it will take you directly, the buyer's taken directly into your shop. So that's that first pillar. That was that pillar of telling your story, branding, buyer recognition, various features that you can enable that we'll use to create more of that recognition. Once you've done that, we come to this second pillar, this pillar of merchandising your inventory. You're a business, you're a shop, you have inventory, you want to sell it, and you need to think about, how should I show my inventory to my buyer? What should I show first? What should I show second? I mean, if we walk through a mall, for example, we also see that various businesses have thought about, what do I show first, second? You know, they have whole walking routes through shops, for example. And we offer similar features that can do similar things. The good thing is, we also see that if you invest time in that, in merchandising your inventory in particular ways to your audience, that leads to more checkout purchases from buyers, and again, higher repeat purchase rate. So that shop is also really focused around building this buyer base that keeps coming back to your shop and keeps buying it, but it does require that attention to how you showcase your inventory. You can imagine a buyer that keeps coming back to your shop doesn't want to see the same thing every time. They want to be introduced to new inventory also that you have. So we offer a variety of features that can do exactly that. One is that featured listing strips. You see it here as well. Here it's called Newly Listed. That's a strip that will allow you to either manually select items that you want to show one by one, or you can also do it in an automated way, and you can just say, in this particular strip that is showing up in my shop, I just want to always show my latest inventory. Whatever I just added, automatically pull it in and show that to my buyers very prominently in my shop. We offer different kinds of automation as well, but the Newly Listed one is one that we see is frequently being used by sellers. On top of that, visual category navigation. You see it at the top here, the featured categories. Maybe it's not a particular item that you want to show to your buyers, but it's particular sections of your shop. So the featured category strip allows you to upload the imagery there and say, I want this to point to this section in my shop. You can even, if you want, create custom categories or shop categories. So you don't have to adhere to eBay's category structure. Maybe you have very particular type of inventory, or you have some sort of sale and you want to create a particular section or shop category around it. You can do that, and then you can use this strip to create even more attention for that so that buyers can go there. A quick sneak peek also, it will pop up in the demo as well, but just to showcase you a little bit already, what does that look like in Seller Hub? Like when you enable this, this is an example of how you would set up this featured items or featured listing strip, this newly listed one here. So in Seller Hub, in the shop tab, it would look like this. Either you select it manually, so then you select each listing by hand, or at the bottom you can see, you can select automated, and then click just show newly listed here. You click on add row, and you're done. It's now showing up straight away. You could literally do this in 10 seconds, and it's there. One last feature that is there to merchandise your inventory is this marketing banner. That's quite a sizable piece of real estate, as you can see. Like this will really take up the full screen in your shop. So obviously it requires some thought with regards to, hey, when am I gonna use this? Maybe you have a very unique item, like some very rare, expensive Rolex, or you have a very good coupon promotion going on, or this very special category. And then you can use this type of feature to really draw attention to that. Again, you can upload the creative, you can change the text, it's all in your control. You can enable it, disable it whenever you want within seconds. But as I said, it takes up the full screen. So this is what your buyers will see then, and they won't immediately see all the other elements that you have in your shop. So it does require a bit of thought, right, with regards to what is it that you're going to call out here to your buyers. So those are two of the three pillars. First pillar, again, we've talked about that buyer recognition part and that branding. Once we have that set, we can move to that second pillar of merchandising your inventory, really thinking about what inventory should I show first. Maybe I should have certain coupon promotions going on. Maybe I want to create particular types of categories. Once you've set that up and given that some thought, we can go to that third phase or that third pillar, which is around engaging with your customers. So we offer a variety of tools there as well, which you can use whenever you want to reach out to your customers. One is there's an email marketing tool in there, the shop newsletter section, and we'll go through that in a second, which will allow you to send emails to your buyers. Then we have invested in a variety of features around social, so you can share all kinds of items or your shop in creative ways to social media platforms. And then very recently, I don't even have it on the slide yet, it's also possible to have advertising for your shop. In the demo section, I can quickly pull that up as well. But those are three ways that will allow you to draw in more customers, more buyers to your shop, which you can control yourself. Good thing is, we see in our data, using that effectively does lead to an increase in traffic, and it does lead to an increase, again, in that repeat purchase rate in your shop. So the first one is this email marketing tool. So we've built this tool in which in a couple of steps you can easily set up a campaign for your buyer base. We can demo it in a second as well, but what it will look like is you have this tab in Seller Hub, in the Shop tab. You can click on it. You will be able to select a template, for example, a template around a coupon promotion or a template around new inventory that you have. And then within that template, you can make some customizations. So you can change the title of the email, you can write a personalized message in there, you can select a target audience. For example, when you do a coupon promotion, there is some buyer targeting there as well. You could say, I want this particular coupon promotion to go to buyers who have bought from my shop in the last 180 days or in the last year, for example. So it's not just going out like en masse, but you can have more specific buyer targeting to increase the effect of the email. Once you've done that, you can also sometimes select a cadence. So some emails, if it's not a temporary coupon, you can say, actually, I want this to go out every month. Maybe every month you want to send out your new inventory to your buyer base so that they're reminded of, hey, I have new stuff again, and you can come check it out. You review it, and then it's there and it's going out. Once it's gone out, after a while, we will also show you the data so you can see, okay, how many people have opened this email, interacted with it, did sales actually come out of this email right now or not? So you can also see the effectiveness of it, and if you maybe need to make some adjustments or not. That's one option that you have. Then we have this new tab around social. It's been around for a couple of months right now, but relatively new, where we make it easier for you to link your various social media accounts to your eBay account and then start posting your listings or your shop to those various platforms. And you can also influence the post itself. So you can add some creative, add some text, add various hashtags. We just started this journey, so right now that's as far as it goes. We are looking into making it even easier for you in the future to do this in a more automated way. So for example, do something like, you know what, every new listing that I have, just immediately spread it out to these various platforms so that there's not this manual step in between where you have to still, create that post and do this. Again, to reduce the time investment, but reach a broader audience. On top of that, also here, we do offer some reporting. So when you do create these kinds of posts, we do show you how many people are engaging with this right now. Is it actually having an effect or not? And as of recent, we actually do that for your whole shop as well. So to be fair, for quite some time, there was no traffic data for your shop, right? That is now also available. So if you go to the shop tab, there is now a tab called Shop Traffic, so that you can also see how many people are now actually coming to my shop, which is quite interesting in combination with things like email marketing and social media. So you can see if you engage with these features, is it actually having an effect or not? Are there now actually more people coming to my shop, or should I make some changes? So those are the 3 pillars that need to come together, right? So you start with that first pillar around branding, buyer recognition. Again, we offer some free tools also to help you out if you find it tricky to create a logo or a video or a billboard, for example. If you have that set up, move to that second pillar of merchandising your inventory, marketing banner, maybe custom categories or a certain featured item strip where you show your latest and greatest items. And once you have that set up, then you have a nice looking shop with branding, with inventory in there that is neatly organized. Then we should reel in a lot more customers and buyers, of course, and we offer the various tools like email marketing or shop ads these days and social media to increase that traffic to your shop. Those three together, if you invest some time in that, and I'll demo it in a bit, that it can be done relatively quickly, that will lead to that increased repeat purchase rate, more traffic, that increase in sales. But it's a bit risky if you leave out one of these steps, for example. You can imagine if you don't do any branding and somebody comes to your shop, the shop will still look a little bit weird in that sense. Having said that, before we go to the demo, one final quick question, just to see, based on this session, if there's any action that you want to take in the next month. And then once we've done that, we can slowly go to the demo. But I'll give you a couple of seconds to scan the QR code. And if not, then I need to rethink my presentation a little bit. Oh, okay, that's good. So that's good. Good. That's good to hear. Perfect. Last thing I'll say before going to the demo, this will also be helpful for you. I've talked about a lot of features today, in some ways, really quickly. We do have video tutorials on each of the features as well. So if you scan this QR code, it will take you to the eBay YouTube channel, and it will explain to you, how do I set up an email marketing campaign? How do I use social? Or even how do I set up a logo and work with VistaCreate, for example. These are quick videos, 1-2 minute videos, but they can make your life a little bit easier if you want to enable this. All right, having said that, maybe we can quickly switch screens so I can have a couple of minutes on the demo. And I just show you 2 or 3 quick things. So we're in Seller Hub right now. This is the shop tab. This is the test store. It's completely empty right now, but let me just show you that some of these features can be done really quickly. I have some visuals at the ready, of course, but let's start with that billboard image, which is at the top of your shop. You see here, we also offer that link directly to VistaCreate, so you can just go in there, all the right dimensions are there, and you can upload that image. I have an image at the ready, so I will just pull it in. Image shows up here. If you immediately want to check, okay, what does that look like in my shop right now? You can preview a draft. And now we have a billboard showing up in the shop, but the rest is still relatively empty. No logo yet, nothing in my About tab, completely empty. You can also see what does that look like on mobile. Very important because Most of our buyers shop on mobile these days, so you can also get a sense of what does that look like. You can publish it right away, or if you want, you continue working on your shop. So I could upload a logo here in a similar fashion. The featured listings that I talked about, it's set to automated right now and newly listed. I can literally click on add row, it's done. It's there now, and there you don't have to look at it again. It takes seconds. The last thing I'll show you real quick is that shop newsletter. So we have this tab here for the shop newsletter. Once you have some campaign set up, the data will show up here as well, how many buyers are engaging with your campaign. But I just quickly want to show you here as well on this engaging with your customer section, how easy it is. I click on start a campaign. Here's different templates that you can choose from. I'm going to go for a coupon promotion. I click on next. Here you can select the target audience. So I'm going to go for my most recent buyers. It's a test shop, so the audience is 0, but you get the idea. You can change the text here if you want. Click on next again. Because it's a coupon promotion, you have to select which coupon promotion, of course. I've got a test coupon promotion set up. It will automatically pull in all the relevant data from that coupon promotion. Nothing you need to do. You can write a personalized message here if you want. Click on next again. Select, okay, when should this actually go out? You can select a date. You can then review the email, like are you happy with it, with the content, with your target audience, just as a final check, and then you send it out. Also here, this can be done in 1-2 minutes, and depending on the size of your business, obviously that audience can be quite big. It can be thousands, tens of thousands of buyers that you can now reach with a personalized message. There's a lot more that I could demo, but we are going to move now to the seller clinic. I will be part of the seller clinic as well. I would like to thank you very much for being here, for listening to this presentation on shops. I hope you can optimize your shop right now, but we're now going to set up on stage for the next session. So please give a warm welcome to Torben, Emma, Katie, and Jane for a seller clinic.